Hi guys, welcome back. Okay, today we're going to be talking about one of my favourite all-time games. Yes, I'm going to be ranking the Castlevania Metroidvanias. Now, I'm not going to be ranking the straightforward platform games where you go from A to B and at the end of it you fight a boss. I'm going to be ranking the Metroidvanias. Now, these are the meaty ones. These are some of the best games out there, and I found that these ones to be really thrilling. Now, I didn't actually start getting into these until about 2-3 years ago, and then when I got into them I couldn't put them down. I was familiar with them, the old style Castlevania 4, Castlevania Bloodlines, Castlevania 1, 2 and 3 on the NES. I'm familiar with them and they were great. They still are amazing games. I think these games are separated, so I'm going to be going over 7 of the games. Yes, that's right, 7. I won't be including Harmony of Despair. Now, I don't find that to be a Castlevania. I might be wrong, but for me it doesn't hold up there. So today I am going to be going over my favourite in order of worst to best. The worst doesn't mean it's rubbish, it just means I found the others better. So, 7 of the best Castlevania Metroidvanias. So my first one, in at number 7, I have chosen Castlevania Circle of the Moon, or over here in the UK, which is known as Castlevania. In America, Circle of the Moon, but for us, Circle of the Moon. Yeah, well, I think this one, people call this the black sheep of the family. People go, yeah, this is not ready, because I think Igarashi didn't have anything to do with this one. I'm not quite sure. But that aside, I think this is an absolutely fantastic game. It's got your Metroidvania style gaming in there. You start off, you fall to the bottom of the castle. You go and try and kill Dracula. You fall to the bottom of the castle, and you've got yourself a whip, and you've got Nathan and I can't remember them, but anyway, you end up trying to get back to the top of the castle to try and defeat Dracula. And so it's one of those that on your way there, I like this because every time you kill a boss, you get a power up that's going to get you further and further. Now, first off, you can't even run. You have to go and get your boots to run, and then you kill a lot of bosses and you level up. You've got what we call a DSS or dual system. I can't remember off the top of my head. DSS, dual system server, whatever it is. It's card system. Basically, you collect 2 cards and you join them together to make certain magic. Now, I think there's 8 or 9 or 10 on each, the top row and bottom row. And once you join them together, you've got Salamander and Unicorn and I don't know. I can't remember the names, I just know the pictures. And I found this one to be quite good. Now, the good news about this one is a bit of a cheat to it. So, you've got a certain kind of magic. Some gives you weapon power-ups, like a flame weapon, flame whip. Some gives you things like shields, and you get some orbs floating around you. Now, the good one about this is there's a bit of a cheat to it as well. So as soon as you press your magic button, whichever card you are, it starts it off. But straight away, you press the magic button, press start, and then swap over to the card you actually want. Even if you've not got them cards, just still highlight them both, and it still gives you that magic. Now, a lot of the time, while playing it, you have to find out what each card does, and it doesn't tell you until you actually find it. So say for instance it heals you, straight away you'll find out, but sometimes you have to kill a certain boss or a certain baddie for you to find out what both cards do together. Now, both my favourites were having the shield, or there is a summon. You can summon in there as well. Summon a unicorn, summon a salamander, summon lightning, summon all sorts. And I found that really did help. A very small amount of potions in this game as well, so use them wisely. But yeah, Castlevania Circle of the Moon is at number 7. The next one I have chosen, Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance. Oh, yeah. Now, they've gone back to the original roots on this one. They've tried to make it very Castlevania Symphony of the Night style. And I think it did well. Now, the only downside to this one was the music was a bit rubbish. It was very chip-tuney, very plinky-plinky. But for me personally, after a while, I got used to it. But this one was absolutely brilliant. You know, you got whips. It went back to the whips, and it's Juiced Belmont this time, or Just Belmont. Ah, really, of course, so many things. Juiced, Just a... Just Belmont. There we go. And this one is all about, you've got your whips and you're collecting your power-ups again, and once you've got your power-ups you can progress further on to a certain area of the castle, which is straightforward for a Castlevania Metroidvania. And this one, no, you have magic this time, not your dual card system. This one is magic, and with your sub-weapons like your dagger or your magic potion or your punch or your axe or your cross, if you combine it with, you can get, I think there's 5 separate magic books like fire, ice, rock, water, and whatnot. Combine, give you an example, if you combine the cross with the ice, it summons some kind of ice crystal that helps you around and starts shooting at baddies while you're playing the game as well. I think it's quite good, helps you out. I think that is really good. I did really enjoy playing Harmony of Dissonance. It is one of my favourites. I would, to be honest, I'd like them all at number 1, but I've put this one at number 6 because the others I did prefer just slightly bit better. But I mean, if I've got to be honest, if I've got to grade it, probably 94% in my books. Definitely a quality game, really good graphics. You know, I can't say it's great sound, but the sound's not that bad. But if you've not played this one, give it a try. The next one I have gone with Castlevania Order of Ecclesia. Ooh, or Ecclesia. Order of Ecclesia, that's what I call it. So, this one was one on the DS. Now, it was the last one they made on the DS, and they kind of changed it up a bit. Now, instead of your straightforward, you're in one castle and you move around and each piece unlocks, it's different sections instead. So each bit unlocks. So you'll do a certain section, and at the end of it, it unlocks another section, and you've got to keep going back and forth, and explore a bit more each time. Good storyline as well. The graphics are really great on this one. I think some of the scenery is absolutely brilliant. Music's not bad either, and the bosses have really upped it. They've really made them very well animated. Now there's this one. You've got your power-ups, or with your weapon, it uses your magic a little bit. Okay, so you've got to use your weapon wisely. Don't let that put you off, because your sub-weapons as well, or your weapons, well, you have to draw them in, like spheres or glyphs, they're called, I think. Now, this one, let's say, for instance, you've got an axe as your glyph, and you're using that as a weapon. Now, if one of the baddies dropped another axe, it kind of makes that axe weapon a bit stronger, and a bit bigger, and a bit stronger. So you're doing more damage. So I like it. I was like, oh, that's a good theme. I did really enjoy this one. Great music once again. The graphics, absolutely brilliant. Order of Ecclesia is just a little bit under, I'd probably say 95%, but I've put this one at, well, we're talking 7, 6, this, yeah, number 5. Yeah, I've gone with this one for number 5. I think it really does deserve it. A great game. Highly recommend checking this one out. So my next one in at number 4. Here we go. Castlevania Portrait of Ruin. Whoa, I love this one. Well, I love them all. But Portrait of Ruin now. This was the second Castlevania to be released on the DS. And what they've done this time, they've shook it up, they've made it a bit two-player, but it's not two-player simultaneous. So you play as Charlotte or Jonathan, and you can switch them on the fly. Charlotte, Jonathan, as you'll probably pick up. And this one is one of those that as you're going through the castle, you've got your main hub, which is like a mini castle, and each time you can unlock, you get to a room, there's a big portrait in there, hence the name Portrait of Ruin, and it goes on to another level of the castle or certain area that you have to go and explore. Now, each area is sort of medium size. You've got transports to get you through one end or the other. This whole thing's like, Victorian time, an Egyptian pyramid, and so on. Now, you've got certain sort of puzzles that need solving. And it's your usual, you end up getting, your first part, you get your slidey kind of weapon, slidey sort of slide that helps you get through a little gap and you get through to your first picture or portrait. Now, with you and Charlotte, or Jonathan and Charlotte, depending on who you play, there's certain things like you can get Charlotte to stay where she is, or you can get Jonathan to stay where they are, and also you can use their heads to bounce higher up and get on higher platforms that allow you to get further on through the game. Things like that. You get the idea, the engineering behind it. I think very great indeed. Now, this has gone back to your weapons are mainly the whip, but you do get other weapons like sword, dagger, knife. And Charlotte, I think she has a book of spells that she uses as a weapon. I think it's only like 5 maximum. And whoever your partner is, so you're playing Jonathan, if Charlotte, magic runs out, then Charlotte disappears until your magic comes back again, and you summon her back again, she'll help you fight. Quite handy, a very good concept indeed. Absolutely, this one. The music is absolutely brilliant. But yeah, I put this one at number 4. It just gets picked at the post by the next 3, as you'll probably pick up. Next one I've gone with, in at number 3, Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow. Oh yeah, Dawn of Sorrow. Well, what can I say? The second in the Soma Cruise series. Soma Cruise is a how can I put it? He's been reincarnated, he's Dracula reincarnated, but he's not evil, and the whole process of him to stop him turning evil again and becoming Dracula. So everyone's pushing him to try and use his powers and trying to get the worst out of him, so he ends up becoming evil, and Dracula ends up becoming reborn again. So fair enough, everyone around you really want to see you turn back into Dracula, apart from a couple of your friends. You've got usual Hammer is back in there again, and he's your shop assistant, sells you lots of potions. Now this one, I'll go straight with the downside. When you are fighting a boss, towards the end of the boss, you'll be given a sign that will pop up on the screen, and you have to draw a sign with your stylus. Now, if you don't draw this sign in time in a certain pattern, the boss gains a bit more energy back, and you end up having to fight him a bit longer. Now, if you do draw it in time, you do end up killing the boss. Just think, okay, fair enough, they've gone with the stylus this time. It's the first one on the DS, I can understand. For me, the one there is a patch out there, and that's the one I'm playing now. The patch out there is the one where you don't have to draw. As soon as it pops up, it's drawn for you. Okay, some say it's a bit of cheating, but I've got that far anyway, killing the boss. I think I've done enough damage. That was the only downside. Now, the good side to this one is you've got all your sub-weapons, like this time your sub-weapons are main from are souls, which you can pick up if you've not played this one. Now, your souls are basically every time you kill a baddie, I think it's a sometimes 5% chance or 20% chance you will gain a soul from them, and each one does a certain thing. So kill a skeleton, you get a skeleton soul, and you can throw mini bones at people. You kill one of the axe guys that throws axes at you, the axe knights or whatever they are, you get axe armor or axe warrior, which allows you to throw the axe. And the same again, the more souls you collect, the stronger that sub weapon becomes. You can also use them souls to upgrade your weapons later on. Now, one thing I absolutely adore about this game, but this is honestly, as you can tell, probably one of my favourites, but one thing I do adore about this game is the music. Some of the music is absolutely legendary in this game. absolutely great. I love just listening to one on my way to work. I find this one to be absolutely brilliant, and I loved it the moment I started playing it, especially the beginning level, the beginning level with all the snow on it. I really do, I absolutely adore this game, but you can probably tell. But anyway, Castlevania Door of Sorrow is at number 3. Okay, in at number 2, Castlevania Aria of Sorrow. Oh, yes. So Aria of Sorrow. Well, it's the first one in the one before Dawn of Sorrow. Now this one is pretty similar. Now, why is this one at number 2 and Dawn of Sorrow is number 3? There's no actual. You don't have to touch screen kind of gimmicks when you fight a boss. It's straightforward fight a boss. Same again with the souls. You get the souls and it upgrades your weapons, or you got plenty of sub weapons. Later on, you get your double jump and you get your hover, so you can fly through. You get allowed to fight through water. It's very straightforward. But this one, it's the last one they did on the Game Boy Advance, and I found this one to be. This one, if anything, reminded me of playing a Zelda game, but in platform style. A side view of playing a Zelda game. Music, absolutely quality, and I think a lot of people are, putting this one at number 1, or it's top in their Castlevania, Metroidvania styles. But this one, yeah, it is at number 2. And then in at number 1, if you haven't guessed it already, Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Wow, what can I say about this game? Now, like I say, with all the Castlevanias, I didn't hardly play them at all. I knew about them, wasn't really fussed. I only got into them a few years ago, so you can't say it's nostalgia. This is me rating them on a real-time basis as of in the last few years, even though these games are about 20 years old, 25 maybe for the Castlevania Symphony of the Night. But Symphony of the Night is a true classic. If you've watched my channel many times, I will tell you, and I'll talk about this one, how good is this game. They went with a gamble. They did a 2D game on a machine that can handle 3D quality graphics, and it paid off. But it didn't pay off straight away because not a lot of people were massive fans of it. It's only like 10 years later maybe when people start to really truly appreciate what the game is all about. Yep, you play as Alucard, and you're going to go and fight Dracula. You're going to stop him. Death comes in the way, steals all your weapons and armor, and you've got to go back and collect them all again before you can get to before you can get Dracula. Now, once you've got to Dracula's castle, there's a few things you need to do first, because you end up fighting Richter Belmont, sorry, slip of the tongue there. You end up fighting Richter Belmont, but don't kill him. You have to get the gold ring and silver ring. And then what's the name? Gives you the goggles. You go and fight Richter Belmont, but instead of killing him, there's Shaft or a green orb that you have to kill if you wear the glasses. You can see it. So kill the green orb, then you end up going at the end of the castle and it turns upside down. You've got twice as long. Well, what can I say? Twice as long. You know, this is why these games are absolutely brilliant. But yeah, I waffled on way too long now. But Castlevania Symphony Night is at #1, and wow, what a game. I think it speaks for itself. So guys, there you have it. That's my opinion on the Castlevania Metroidvanias. Not all the Castlevanias, just the Metroidvanias. Now, the reason I want to do this video, one, because I absolutely love these. Two, if I've missed anything off, I do know about Harmony of Despair, but it doesn't appeal to me. Online, 4 players, simultaneous. Yeah. I'm not saying it's rubbish, it doesn't appeal to me. Now, if I've missed any off, or is any that you know out there, I am aware of Bloodstain, I've played Bloodstain, and a lot more Metroidvanias, but anything out there that is very similar to these, like I say, I've not added the platformy, go from left to right, and then you fight a boss at the end of it, then you go on to level 2, then level 3, level 4, and then fight Dracula. These are Metroidvanias, yeah, I'm going to keep saying that, but if you any I've missed off, please let me know. Leave a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts on anything, because I need a fix. I need to play some more, anything like that. So guys, I will say thanks for watching, and don't forget, leave a like, leave a comment, and I'll see you soon.